Welcome to this video where we will outline the steps you need to take in IPA Books Plus for your payroll processing to comply with the changes in the updated JobKeeper 2 program, also referred to as JobKeeper 2.1. We assume you are already updated with the changes to the JobKeeper program. You can find an update on the key elements on the Books Plus JobKeeper support page you can access by clicking on the banner at the top of the screen. For further information, search for the extension of the JobKeeper payment document by the Treasury Department. The key procedural change from JobKeeper 1 is the introduction of 2 tiers of top-up payment around the number of hours your employees worked in the test months. JobKeeper Tier 1 applies to employees working more than 80 hours in the reference 4-week period before either the employer or employee became eligible for JobKeeper. JobKeeper Tier 2 applies to employees working less than 80 hours in the reference 4-week period. You can find the number of hours your employees worked in Reckon 1 in Reporting, Report Centre, Payroll, Payroll Detail and click Generate. You will need to change the reporting period to your test 4-week date range, so select the From and To dates and click Refresh. This report will show the hours worked by each pay run for each employee and is difficult to use for our purposes. Export the report to a CSV file. Open this file. The way you can open it will vary between browsers with a spreadsheet program like Excel. Use the spreadsheet's functionality to filter the report for each employee's pay run in your 4-week period to get a clear listing of hours worked. You can now calculate the hours worked in the 4-week period for each employee and evaluate whether the employee meets the conditions for Tier 1 or Tier 2. Because different payment amounts apply to the 2 tiers, you will need to create new allowance items for JK Tier 1 and JK Tier 2. These items act as flags to signal to the ATO the tier you are claiming for this employee. It will be used only once. Go to Administration, Settings, Payroll Settings and Pay Items. Click Add to start the creation process. For Pay Item, select Allowance. In Allowance Type, select Other. For the name, enter in capitals JK-TIER1. You must use this exact wording to avoid delays in processing your payments. Enter a description like Flag Employee for Tier 1 for JobKeeper 2.0. In Expense Account, select your normal payroll allowances account. Calculation basis can be left on quantity. Set default rate and limit field blank. Change the tax applicable to tax-free and leave Show as Allowance on Payment Summary ticked. Click Save and New. JobKeeper Tier 1 item is ready to use. Repeat these steps to create the JobKeeper Tier 2 item. On the first pay after the 27th of September, include the appropriate JK tier flag for your eligible employees. Open the employee's pay run entry. Make any adjustments to the pay that are required. Go to the allowance section and click Add New Row. Select the appropriate JK tier pay item, like JK Tier 1, to signal this employee will be receiving the JobKeeper subsidy on this tier. In the quantity field, enter 1. Now click outside the line to save the entry with a blank rate field. If a JobKeeper top-up is involved, remember the amounts have been changed to lower amounts. Instead of $1,500 being the threshold, the Tier 1 threshold is $1,200 per fortnight, and the Tier 2 threshold is $750 per fortnight. Adjust the amount of the top-up so that earnings plus JobKeeper top-up does not exceed these thresholds. Please note that these threshold levels will change again with the first pay in January 2021. to $1,000 and $650 per fortnight respectively. Your pay run for this employee is complete in signalling the employee on this tier for JobKeeper. Continue to the next employee and repeat these steps. You may have some employees who did not qualify for JobKeeper 1 but now qualify for JobKeeper 2.0. To register them for JobKeeper from the 27th of September 2020, you will need to create and insert once on this pay only the JobKeeper Start FN14 flag in the allowance section. Remember, the last two numbers of the title refer to the fortnight number of the JobKeeper program. If an employee is starting on the program at a later pay, you will need to create another flag with the appropriate fortnight number. You can view the fortnight numbers on our JobKeeper help site. Select the appropriate JK tier pay item. If a JobKeeper top-up is involved, adjust the amount of the top-up so that earnings plus JobKeeper top-up does not exceed the threshold. When an employee is no longer eligible for the JobKeeper 2.0 subsidy, you must enter the JobKeeper Finish flag, where FNXX is the number of the fortnight in the JobKeeper program. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions concerning JobKeeper and Books Plus, please go to the Books Plus JobKeeper support site at the top of the screen. Further support is available at help.ipabooksplus.com or contact us on support@ipabooksplus.com.